is new, if you can buzz in whenever you want, right? So if I start reading a clue or a question, you feel like you know the answer, you can buzz in. I'll stop reading at that point, ask you for an answer. If you get it wrong, I will then read it in totality to the other team. I've checked this game board. I think I'm good, but my personal note is always, if I feel like I'm going to mispronounce a word because I am not cultured or learned, I will spell that word out so you get a better chance of understanding what it is. Cool? All right, fantastic. They pay me to talk about sports, not about literature. So that's just the way it is. And me pronouncing Eastern European hockey names is always fun as well. But nonetheless, we are ready to go. We are streaming. Is everybody ready with a thumbs up? Yes, fantastic. Thank you. And away we go. Literary characters is first. Literary characters. For 1 point, in a song by Longfellow, Wenonah, the daughter of Nokomis, gives birth to this hero. In a song by Longfellow, Wenonah, Wenonah, the daughter of Nokomis, Nokomis, gives birth to this hero. 5, 4, 3, 2. Chris, before the buzzer.
Is it Hiawatha?
That is correct for 1 point. All right, we go next to 2 points in literary characters. With the ghost of Christmas past, he remembers a holiday party hosted by Mr. Fezziwig, his former employer. With the ghost of Christmas past, he remembers a holiday party hosted by Mr. Fezziwig, his former employer. Richard?
Ebenezer Scrooge.
That is correct for 2 points. What's up, David? The game code is 305. 305. Once you're up and running, we'll do a quick test buzz, and then we'll move from there. Literary characters for 3 points. In this 17th century work, God says the fallen angels are subject to free will and therefore the authors of their own fate. In this 17th century work, God says the fallen angels are subject to free will. Jason.
Inferno.
That is incorrect. Minus 3 points. Goes over to Infinite Huddle for a potential steal. Read it one more time. In this 17th century work, God says the fallen angels are subject to free will and therefore the authors of their own fate.
Do you have a thought, Mike?
Nope.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
We got to know first, so we're going to pass on this one.
You're going to pass? It is, in fact, Paradise Lost. Paradise Lost. Literary characters for 4 points. Profession of Miss Jean Brodie, whose prime is the subject of a novel by Muriel Spark. Profession of Miss Jean Brodie, whose prime, in quotes, is the subject of a novel by Muriel Spark. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. A teacher. A teacher is her hobby. I don't know why prime was in quotation marks, to be quite honest here. Just reading it as it is. For 5 points. P.G. Wodehouse, in his first story, said all this man did was announce Mrs. Travers, sir, but his role later expanded. P.G. Wodehouse, in his first story, said all this man did was announce Mrs. Travers, sir, but his role later expanded. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I think later he founded a search engine company. Jeeves. Jeeves is the answer. Let's watch cartoons. Slightly different category. Let's watch cartoons. We start with 1 point. Bobby, hyper aware on ADD drugs on this Texas tune. There's some milk in the fridge that's about to go bad. Chris?
It's King of the Hill.
King of the Hill to finish. And there it goes. Let's watch cartoons. 2 points. This Netflix character looked like he was headed for an Oscar nomination for his role as Secretariat. This, Sam?
BoJack Horseman.
Yep, one of the darkest cartoons out there. Let's watch cartoons for 3 points. Bill Burr and Laura Dern lead their clan. Oh, Chris.
What is F is for family?
That is correct for 3 points. You're now out of this category. 4 points. Let's watch cartoons. The Yakuza, Kenny Loggins, and selling a ton of cocaine were in this spy Mike.
Archer.
Archer. Very much adult-themed cartoons here. Let's watch cartoons. 5 points. Turns out one of Roger the Alien's disguises on this show was 1980 Miracle on Ice champ Richard.
American Dad.
That is correct for 5 points. State capitals by county. State capitals by county. I am going to give you a clue here because you're not seeing the questions on. They're looking for the city that is the capital, not the state in which this county resides. So they're looking for the actual capital city. State capitals by county. Fulton County. Fulton County. Jason.
Atlanta.
Atlanta is correct. State capitals by county, 2 points. Maricopa County. Maricopa. Mike.
Phoenix.
Phoenix is correct. State capitals by county. Anne Arundel County. Anne Arundel County. Anne Arundel. Arundel. Anne Arundel County. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Annapolis. Annapolis. State capitals by county. Laramie County. Laramie County. Chris.
Wyoming.
Remember the clue I gave you at the top? Give me a little bit of leeway.
Cheyenne.
Cheyenne is correct for 4 points. State capitals by county. Kennebec County. Kennebec County. Kennebec County. Ooh, house phone. Anybody? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Augusta. Augusta. Last category of Jeopardy. Jive talking. Jive talking. Used to alliteratively describe a brook. It means chatting or murmuring incoherently. Used to Richard.
Babble.
Babble or babbling is correct for 1 point. Jive talking for 2 points. This word for unintelligible technical talk begins with a sound that Jason?
Technobabble.
That is incorrect, minus 2 points. This word for unintelligible technical talk begins with the sound that a turkey makes. This word for unintelligible technical talk begins with the sound that a turkey makes. Mr. Rome?
Thinking gobbledygook.
That's what I'm thinking. I was thinking jargon until you said gobbledygook. But yeah,
Until the turkey thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I think gobbledygook is right.
We're going to go with gobbledygook.
That is correct for 2 points. Jive talking for 3 points. You can also sing nonsense, like this style Louis Armstrong employed on Heebie Jeebies. You can also sing nonsense, like this style Louis Armstrong employed on Heebie Jeebies. Chris.
What is scat?
Yep, that is correct for 3 points. Everybody remembers DJ Scat Cat, right? From Paul Abdul. Jive talking, 4 points. In the novel 1984, official propaganda is written in this artificial and euphemistic language. In the novel 1984, Chris.
What is doublespeak?
That is incorrect, minus 4 points. Head on over to Infinite Huddle for a potential steal. In the novel 1984, official propaganda is written in this artificial or euphemistic language.
I don't know.
I think we're going to be passing on this one.
Gonna pass. Newspeak. Newspeak is the official propaganda. 5 points. What did I? Hold on 1 second. Sorry. Okay, there we go. All right. Last clue here. Jive talking for 5 points. Speaking in a roundabout way is this, from the Latin for around and speak. Mike.
Circumlocution.
That is correct for 5 points. We head to pub trivia. And give me 1 second to reformat because every time this closes, it adjusts again. Okay. There we go. All right. Here we go with pub trivia. Again, these are all worth 3 points. We're going to do 5 and 5. So again, you get to buzz in twice per, and we will see how it goes. This is a fun one to start. In the Amco song, when does the double beep occur? In the Amco song, when does the double beep occur? David. Unmute. I can't hear you. You're not unmuting.
Sorry, after the double A.
That is correct. Double A, Hong Kong.
I even sung it and everything. It was better on this side. Trust me.
Well, we're streaming, so probably better off we didn't get that on.
Very much so.
Okay. Thank you, David. That is correct for 3 points. In the acronym SRS, a common term for automobile airbags, the letter R stands for what? In the acronym SRS, Mo.
What is restraint?
Restraint is correct for 3 points. In an act that incited World War I, Serbian Gavrilo Princip assassinated Archduke Franz Ferdinand in 1914 in what city? In the act that incited World War I, Serbian Gavrilo Princip assassinated Richard.
Sarajevo.
That is correct for 3 points. In the abbreviation for the medical procedure properly known as an MRI, what does the I stand for? Roberto.
Imaging.
Imaging is correct. Last one here in our first set of 5. In the agency abbreviation EEOC, the first E stands for equal, and the second one stands for what? In the agency abbreviation, Jason?
Employment.
Employment is correct. It's a hiring manager. I'm sure you've walked into that before. Let's go on. 3 more. In the board game Risk, what continent has the most territories for a player to occupy? Chris?
Asia.
Asia is correct. All right, let's skip over here because I did these in a previous match. All right. Trying to make sure I pronounce things correctly. While the first music video ever to air on MTV was by the Buggles, the second was by whom? While the first music video ever to air on MTV was by the Buggles, the second was by whom? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pat Benatar. Pat Benatar. What legendary entertainer was buried with $1,008 so he'd always have enough money to play cards? What legendary entertainer was buried with $1,008 so he'd always have enough money to play cards? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. George Burns. George Burns was buried with $1,008. Ron Wayne, who would be a billionaire today had he not sold his 10% stake for $800 back in 1976, co-founded what company? Chris?
What is Apple?
Apple is correct. All right, 2 more to go. In D.H. Lawrence novel, Lady Chatterley's Lover, who is Lady Chatterley's lover? In the D.H. Lawrence novel, Lady Chatterley's Lover, who is Lady Chatterley's lover? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He's a gamekeeper. A gamekeeper. And last one. Satisfaction Guaranteed or Your Money Back was first advertised in the 1870s by what company? Satisfaction Guaranteed or Your Money Back was first advertised by what company? In the 1870s. Sorry, missed that part. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Montgomery Ward. Montgomery Ward. I've heard that Montgomery Burns may be named after the Montgomery Ward Company because of money, but we'll see. All right, back to Jeopardy. We're now in double Jeopardy. We'll do 4. These are now double the points. We start with museums. Museums is our first category. Treasures in this London museum include the Rosetta Stone and one of the oldest images of Christ. Treasures in this, Richard?
British Museum.
That is correct for 2 points. For 4 points in museums, the National Liberty Bell Museum with its own bell is in this city. The National...
Philadelphia.
Sam? That is correct for 4 points. Pardon me. Yes, Ailish. Yeah. Yeah. That was easy.
Hey, Dan, I think Chris fell off.
Chris, off the buzzer? He can give me a test buzz?
He's not listed anymore on the...
Yeah, his phone might have gone to sleep.
Oh.
And that
Can you rejoin the room? Yeah.
Yeah, there should be. Yep, there he is. Excellent. Museums for 6 points. The goggles seen on display at the National Air and Space Museum were worn by her during the 1929 Women's National Air Derby. Richard.
Amelia Earhart.
That is correct for 6 points. Currently 35-25, all about that Bays on top. Museums for 8 points. Home to many Dutch masterpieces, it recently added an Asian pavilion that's surrounded by water. Home, Mike?
The Rijksmuseum.
That is correct for 8 points. Museums for 10 points. The 45-acre campus of this Jerusalem Museum, Israel's official memorial to the Holocaust, lies. Roberto.
Oh, the Holocaust museums. Sorry.
All right, that'll be minus 10.
Yeah,
over to,
Yeshova. Yeshova Museum.
Say that again.
Yeshova.
So
Yeshova.
I'm going to go with a pronunciation check here because I can't say for certain. I don't think that's correct by reading. So I'm going to pass it over to the blue team. They're going to get a chance to answer. We're going to hold on to it, Roberto, and check, make sure I'm reading this correctly from what you just said. But Mike, it's over to you. The 45-acre campus of this Jerusalem Museum, Israel's official memorial to the Holocaust, lies on the Mount of Remembrance.
This is Yad Vashem. I'm pretty sure it's Yad Vashem.
If you think you know it, then I say go for it.
We're gonna go with Yad Vashem.
That is correct for 10 points. That is correct. That's the end of museums. We move over to hipstery. Hipstery. So Hipstery. Hipstery. Settler Peter Wyckoff moved into this borough before it was cool. Actually, in 1637, before it even existed. Settler Peter Wyckoff moved into this borough before it was cool. Mike.
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn is correct. Hipstery for 4 points. It's 45-25 currently. Infinite Huddle over all about that Bays. Some 1860s style riding was on a bone shaker type of this vehicle with metal wheels. Some 1860s style riding was on a bone shaker type of this vehicle with metal wheels. David.
Bicycle.
That is correct for 4 points. 6 points. In the 1860s, Leopold Leiritz made a vegan type of this soft wool or cotton fabric. No word on if they were offered in plaid. In the 1860s, Leopold Leiritz made a vegan type of this soft wool or cotton fabric. No word on if they offered plaid. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Flannel. Flannel. Hipstery for 8 points. This three-initial thinker sported a hip beard as a civil rights activist and NAACP co-founder. This three-initial thinker sported a hip beard as a civil... Chris?
W.E.B. Du Bois.
That is correct for 8 points. 49-33. When this three-initial writer of tales lived in Bamberg, Germany around 1815, he could have enjoyed many craft breweries. When this three-initial writer of tales lived in Bamberg, Germany around 1815, he could have enjoyed many craft breweries. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. E.T.A. Hoffman. E.T.A. Hoffman. We go next to Rhymes with Bob. Rhymes with Bob. Some of these are very quick clues. Some of these are very quick. Rhymes with Bob. A large and disorderly crowd. A large and... Jason?
Mob.
Mob is correct. Rhymes with Bob for 4 points. Thackeray said that he who meanly admires mean things is one of these people who's convinced of his superiority. Jason?
Snob.
Snob is correct for 4 points. You're now out of this category. Rhymes with Bob. Pulsate with pain. Pulsate. Mike.
Throb.
Throb is correct. Rhymes with Bob. From the Latin for whitewash, it means to apply paint with crude strokes. From the Latin for whitewash, it means to apply paint with crude strokes. 5, 4, 3. Roberto?
Swab.
Swab is incorrect. minus 10 points. We go over to Infinite Huddle for potential steal. I'll read it one more time. From the Latin for whitewash, it means to apply paint with crude strokes.
So I think that was an 8-point question.
Oh, that was an 8-point question. Sorry. Apologies. Yes, 8 points. Thank you.
Any of y'all take Latin?
I don't know.
There's only
Pass.
one word I could think of. So
Pass or play?
glob, but I think we're going to pass on this one.
It's Daub. Daub. D-A-U-B. D-A-U-B. We have to go to a surprise substitution for our 10-point question here. And we go to Japan Paris. Japan Paris. So meaning random questions about Japan. As a toast or a battle cry, in Japanese it means, may you live 10,000 years. As a toast or a battle cry, in Japanese it means, may you live 10,000 years. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Banzai. Banzai. Thinking about, oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's right. Thinking about the Enlightenment. Thinking about the Enlightenment. I only picked the boards, not the categories. We go to thinking about the Enlightenment. Move this over a tad. There we go. This Scott's The Wealth of Nations is a classic of laissez. Chris?
Adam Smith.
That is correct for 2 points. Dennis Diderot's work on the multi-volume opus, simply called This, sought to unite knowledge of every art and science. Dennis Diderot, D-I-D-E-R-O-T'(S), work on the multi-volume opus, simply called This, sought to unite knowledge of every art and science. 5, 4, 2, 1. The Encyclopedia. The Encyclopedia. Thinking about the Enlightenment. And we need a surprise substitution here. It's a video clue. So we go to pop culture in the news. Pop culture in the news. Hashtag #MeToo evolved into this movement against sexual harassment that was a popular pin in awards season in 2018. Hashtag #MeToo evolved into this movement against sexual harassment that was a popular pin in award season in 2018. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hashtag time's up. Hashtag time's up. For 8 points. It's okay, David. It's okay. Don't hang your head. It's all right. Thinking about the Enlightenment. 55-33, Infinite Huddle on top by 22 points. Plenty of points remaining. Voltaire advocated this 5-letter religious belief based on reason. Voltaire advocated this 5-letter religious belief based on reason. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Any guesses? Deism. Deism. D-E-I-S-M. All right. Pub trivia. We'll close it out. 6 points apiece here. And again, same rules apply that you can only answer 2 per. And we will keep track of that as we go along. Ask you guys to keep track as best you can as well. All right. Let's start here. What video game character lent its name to a human gene that affects finger and toe placement? What video game character lent its name to a human gene that affects finger and toe placement? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic the Hedgehog. What U.S. president was shot at twice at point-blank range, but survived because both guns misfired? What U.S. president was shot at twice at point-blank range, but survived each time because both guns misfired? 5, 4, 3. Mike?
Andrew Jackson.
That is correct for 6 points. Leonardo da Vinci wrote his famous notebooks mainly using what unusual method? Leonardo da Vinci wrote his famous notebooks mainly using what unusual method? Chris?
Wrote backwards.
Mirror writing. Writing backwards. That is correct. That is worth 6 points. 61-39. We go next to 2 more questions in this first set. In The Catcher in the Rye, Holden Caulfield wanders Manhattan, visiting all but what famous structure in Midtown? In the cat, this is I'm going to throw that one out because it's a little too generic. It was the Empire State Building, but we're going to toss that one out. We have 2 more to go here. Let's go over here. All right, here we go. 40 times longer than the U.S. Constitution. What state's constitution is the longest in the world? 40 times longer than the U.S. Constitution. Which U.S. state's constitution is the longest in the world? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alabama. Alabama has a constitution 40 times as long as the U.S. Constitution. In the popcorn industry, what term is used to refer to kernels that don't pop? In the popcorn industry, what term is used to refer to kernels that don't pop? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Actually, look this one up. Old maids. They're referred to as old maids. All right, let's keep going here. What U.S. president reportedly, and according to legend, once hosted... Chris? Was that a miss buzz?
Yeah, it was a miss buzz. I thought I got disconnected. I apologize.
All right, well, let's reset the buzzer.
Okay, it's good.
You had one problem already, so understood. Now everybody back on mute, and we'll start again. Chris, are you good? Yeah? Okay, awesome. I wasn't far enough along in the question, so I don't think there was any advantage gained here. What U.S. president reportedly, and according to legend, once hosted a seance in the White House to ask the spirits for political advice? What U.S. president reportedly, and according to legend, once hosted a seance in the White House to ask spirits for political advice? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln. All right. Last one in our first set of 5. Born Marguerite Johnson, what writer adopted her professional name while a dancer at cabaret? Born Marguerite Johnson, what writer adopted her professional name while a dancer at cabaret? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Maya Angelou. Maya Angelou. All right. We have 5 more to go. It's 61-39. Enough points on the board to make this interesting for sure. And here we go. What writer coined the term atomic bomb approximately 30 years before its invention? What writer coined the term atomic bomb approximately 30 years before its invention? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, Mo, in before the buzzer.
H.G. Wells.
That is correct for 6 points. Well done. Buzzer beater. Well played. What state can boast that it has produced the most Miss America pageant winners? What state can boast that it has produced the most Miss America pageant winners? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The lights at night are big and bright. Deep in the heart of Texas. Texas can boast that. 3 more to go. In an early screen role, what actor played Hold Up Man in the 1988 comedy Coming to America? In the early screen role, what actor played Hold Up Man in the 1988 comedy Coming to America? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Jason, at the buzzer?
Just guessing because we're down. Samuel Jackson.
That is correct for 6 points. All right. We have 2 more to go. After Ronald Reagan was shot in 1981, what boxer did he quote when he said, "Honey, I forgot the duck. I forgot to duck"? After Ronald Reagan was shot in 1981, what boxer did he quote when he said, "Honey, I forgot to duck"? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. After the buzzer, Jason, I apologize. Jack Dempsey. Jack Dempsey is the answer. Let's see here. Last one. Red Vineyard at Arles is believed to be the only painting sold by what artist during his lifetime? Red Vineyard at Arles, Arles, is believed to be the only painting sold by what artist during his lifetime? Chris,
Vincent Van Gogh.
that is correct for 6 points. That brings us to a final score of 67-51. Well played by both. I believe you each have one match left, but I need to double check everything this week. I'm going to finally update the points scored and point differential. We have two more games tomorrow. We're off for the rest of the week, and then we'll be back next week. Well played, everybody.
Good game, guys.
Good game, folks.
Have a great
All right.
day.